Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with Golden Opportunities Coaching. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is we bring about a variety of conversations about social, psychological, emotional topics, and we try to break those down into simplest form for your listening pleasure. We got over 600 of these out there today. Today we are going to talk about stopping procrastination. If you want to get more out of your time management, more out of your daily life, then I would encourage you to work with a coach. I'm currently taking new clients, would love to work with you in any way that I can. And so there's two ways to do that. You can go to @POPerception on Twitter, or you can go to my website in the About Me section of this particular YouTube page. So when we're talking about kind of getting to better place with procrastination, there's basically 5 steps you go through. The first is push through your emotions. Emotions are just indicators. And although indicators can be helpful, many times we use them as excuses to give ourselves permission to kind of behave in a way that doesn't necessarily become where we want to be. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that ultimately things are negative or positive. It also doesn't necessarily mean that you're in a really good place in terms of how you're approaching things. So pushing through emotions might mean something as simple as coming to a different place within yourself about why you feel the way you feel, or finding ways to keep yourself motivated. Sometimes breaking things down into smaller time segments can be helpful. Sometimes things can be broken down into giving yourself small rewards as long as they're healthy. There's a number of ways to go about doing this, but the simple fact and the simplest of facts is it is completely necessary to look past the reasons to procrastinate. You'll always find one. And also, using a reward system, no matter how small, it could be something as simple as maybe a new television show you've been wanting to see and giving yourself permission to watch it if you get a task done, or listening to a piece of music in between tasks that you have to do, or finding ways to become more social if you need more support. But pushing through emotions and finding coping mechanisms is the first step. The second step is visualize. Visualize what you will have when you push through, whether it's a cleaner house, whether it's better relationships with friends, family, or loved ones, whether it's more insight into yourself, or whatever the case may be. Understand that procrastination takes things away from you, and you got to fight it like it's a video game boss. Find a way to see it as something that needs you to fight it as though it is attacking you, because in reality it is. And so understanding that it is necessary to do that and to fight consistently and continually is necessary. The next is forgiving yourself. Forgive yourself for the things that you aren't doing. So it's completely relevant to say that procrastination is something we need to interrupt and stop. However, beating ourselves up over the fact we have procrastinated for a long, medium, or short length of time is an ineffective way to handle whatever challenges are ahead. Because when we spend time beating ourselves up, we're just in a negative thought loop that ultimately leads us back into more procrastination. Believe it or not, we can procrastinate about procrastinating. And so it's much more important to go, you know what? I didn't do the best I could today, but tomorrow will be better. Or, hey, I kind of wasted some time this morning, but I can make it up this afternoon. Finding ways to reallocate your time is necessary in order to get to a healthy and meaningful place as you move forward, and also giving yourself the grace of accepting that overcoming procrastination is a work in progress and a work in process, which means sometimes you have to be softer on yourself. And then the next is having a vision for what your be-all end-all goal is. So visualizing using your day well is good, but also visualizing what your life's going to be like if you beat procrastination. Make a list of all the things you can do if you stop procrastinating. Make a list of the ways that you'll have more time, or be happier, or be healthier, or whatever it is that it's going to give you. You've got to have a relationship with what you gain from breaking the cycle in order to make breaking the cycle worth it. And the last one is just act. So even if the action is small and and you have a large or medium project, as long as you're taking some action towards progress, you're creating the possibility of momentum. And momentum, when breaking procrastination or any bad habit, is one of the most important things to do. The promise that, oh, I'm going to beat this tomorrow, I'm going to beat this next week, or everything's going to change immediately, honestly is a recipe for self-failure. It's a recipe for self-failure because at the end of the day, there's absolutely no way you can guarantee you're going to follow through. And B, when you don't, you're creating more of a storm of negative emotions you have to work through anyway. So focus on small bits of progress versus the whole thing being completed. The more you're able to be kind to yourself and kind of look at things from a observer viewpoint and just look at steps, no matter how small, no matter how big, as worthy of celebration, the easier it will be to overcome procrastination. So please feel free to keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment. Hope this was helpful. Until next time, everybody.